And we're live.
Hey guys, good evening and welcome to my side of the channel. We're discussing Mandela effects and the like. Thanks for joining me today. The Mandela effect itself and comments it's Mandelaween. Mandela effect from blue light. It's Mandelaween. Changes they will always see. Mandelaween. Mandelaween.
All right. Hello everyone. Welcome to another great show. We're going to be talking about Mandela effects and the like. Thank you for joining in. Welcome all Mandela effectians. I'm joined tonight with Jeff and Esther. Also, Sandy will be joining us here in a little bit as well. We've got several effects to share with you guys. So good to see everyone tonight. Hope everyone's doing well. Happy birthday, Theresa Lynch. And also, Jeff, you got the birthday list, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you want to give some notable birthdays out or whatever? I mean, read it off.
Mm-hmm. All right, we'll start with Theresa Lynch. Happy birthday, Theresa. Her birthday's today. And then we have R.D. Patrick on 11/14. Meigs B. and Jennifer Craig on the 16th. Kevin Keith on the 18th. Rich Fasanik on the 26th. And Keith Landy on the 29th. Happy birthday, everybody.
Yes, happy birthday, everybody.
Yes, happy birthday, everybody. I'm trying to raise you guys' volumes a little bit because it seems like they're a little bit lower. All right, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and get started with Theresa Lynch's part of the show where we talk about 5 links from her, 5 of the best links that she's picked out from her group to share with everybody. Again, that's Mandela Reality Residue Hunters. All right, let me go ahead and present. That would probably help. Esther, you want to do a couple shout outs?
Well, right now we only have 2 people in the chat, so it's Mandanimal and General Sorrow.
Okay. Welcome.
We have 10 people watching, but 2 people commenting.
All right. So start. Well, we're glad to have everybody. So Theresa Lynch sent me this one. She posted it November 10th. Did you know they had the whole Pillsbury Doughboy, Poppin' Fresh was his real name, had a family? I definitely don't remember seeing these additional family members. Do you? One of them is named Poppy Fresh, a.k.a. Miss Poppin' Fresh. It's debatable among collectors whether Poppy is his wife, girlfriend, or maybe his sister, ? Supposedly they came out in the 1960s or 70s, ? He also used to have a blue scarf. That disappeared too, and that's an older ME if you guys have been keeping up with our show. And so his scarf went from blue to just white. He's got blue eyes here, it looks like, and he's got the blue Pillsbury emblem on his hat. But other than that, he's all white. Kind of reminds you of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man a little bit, you know.
Well, even doesn't he have a red and blue? He looks like a sailor.
There's Valerie Massey found a blue scarf residue. See, there's that. So,
yeah, it looks. I never knew that he had a family.
Yeah, me neither.
It's funny. The other day, a coworker of mine was talking about going to meetings and how they're meeting up, and I didn't hear what the meeting was. I only assumed what the meeting was, and I so badly wanted to say, "Oh, you guys, really took the Pillsbury Doughboy death really hard." But I almost said that the other day. That's just kind of weird. So that was literally like a joke I was going to say, but because I didn't know what the meeting was, I didn't want to be insensitive because I had no idea I didn't know why they were meeting. So, so I was like, well, just in case, I didn't want to come off as an insensitive person if it was like a serious meeting. So,
No, you definitely don't want to do that.
yeah, they said I missed the whole beginning of I came in like mid conversation, and yeah, we're meeting this day and they want me to speak, and we're doing, and I'm just like, okay, like I don't know what's going on here, but you guys really took that Pillsbury Doughboy death hard.
Well, well, you know how he gets tickled when you poke him.
Yeah.
So we have this next link here. Theresa Lynch posted robot manicure machine at a Target that does nails. Now, keep in mind, a lot of these are just fascinating. They may not necessarily be Mandela effects. This is probably going to be seen now almost at every store. You're probably going to have one of these machines that sits there and does your nails while you're shopping. Very cool, huh? What do you ladies think about that?
Very interesting. I've never had my nails done, so I mean,
I mean, you saw the way that machine like does a little swirl around the nail. It kind of reminds you of a 3D printing machine. Maybe it is 3D printing. I don't know.
I just hope it wouldn't like malfunction. Oh, that reminds me of another thing we were joking about at work. Oh my word, this is all like we were talking about fingers getting mangled at work. Oh my word. This thing, what is it? Synchronicities? Yeah, how do you pronounce that word? That's just weird. And this all happened the last day of my work. Like all of these topics. Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Hi, John Nada.
So our next, is John Nada in the chat?
Yeah, I just looked down and I just saw he said
John.
no.
Sharks. Crystal Mills posted this a little like yesterday. Says sharks now jump high out of the water. And something else I've noticed with sharks and some other people notice is that the fins now, that you know how they have the dorsal fin on top and the side fins on the on the sides. They also have that back fin, right? Now they have 2, sometimes 4 smaller fins on the stomach, or just below the stomach in the back where the tail fin is. So you notice that sharks having extra fins now, maybe that's why they can jump out of water. I don't know. What do you guys think?
It's quite possible. Maybe they're going to start flying soon.
What? Yeah. when sharks fly, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's Sharknado. Oh.
How many Sharknado movies did they make?
They made at least 4, I think. I know they made at least 3, but I think there was 4.
Speaking of things that fly, okay, like thank God, okay, thank you Jesus that God did not make spiders that could fly.
Yes.
Okay, because I think it would be a terrible day.
General sorrow.
Okay, you guys be prepared. You might be grossed out by this one. So Theresa posted this one. This is a creepy video. She posted it because she is a Scorpio. She put her little picture there of a scorpion, which I don't know. I remember them having 6 legs and then the 2 pincers. That's changed, and now they have 8 legs and 2 pincers. So today is Theresa's birthday. Have you seen a scorpion nest before? Have you guys ever seen this?
I've never seen one before.
Let me zoom in. I'll see if I can zoom in. Isn't that creepy?
Yeah, it is. I never saw that before.
I didn't know what they look like, but I didn't know like how they.
Well,
I don't know much about scorpions because they're just too creepy.
Well, I don't think they. I don't think they live up north. So I think you're safe,
Yeah.
Esther. It's mainly if you live in the South, like Texas. Jeff, you've probably seen them before, right?
Yeah, when I moved to Texas, I started seeing them. Before that, I never did.
Okay.
Well, we had them in
We
South Carolina, not often, but they did have them.
we have
My
them
sister
in
actually got bit by
Georgia,
it.
Alabama, some areas of Florida. They're just kind of a nuisance. I saw one on my ceiling. I whacked it. You know, that's what flip flops are for. Okay. Um,
Mhm.
so yeah, these
Oh, my
guys are
sister was
creepy.
bit by one.
Huh?
My sister got bit by one,
Do they actually
and
bite? I thought they just sting you.
yeah, well, sting. Well, she got stung, and I remember we had to like keep an eye on her for a little bit because they're like, well, I guess they're venomous or something like that, or I don't remember if it was the venom from
Yeah,
the scorpion
my
or
uncle got stung by a scorpion when he was overseas. Um, I believe when he was in Vietnam.
I can't remember
Or
like what
no, it might have
those
been the
reasons were.
Southwest. I'm sorry. I can't. My dad could probably clarify that. Um, yeah, he was stung by a scorpion.
Yeah, I just remember like a nurse actually said like keep an eye on her for the next couple of hours, make sure she's okay. I don't remember what the reason was. I was like 12, so I don't really remember very well. So I just remember
I still recall that was it City Slickers with Billy Crystal, and the one guy got bit by a snake, and I think it was Billy Crystal who had to suck the venom out or something.
I remember very,
You remember
very
that?
vaguely. Of course, they're like, that's not the advice they give us. They're like, don't ever do that because then it's going to
I,
get in your mouth and now it's going to create.
it'll get to your mouth and it'll make your lips blow up.
Yeah, they're like, now you're going to create a new problem. So don't ever do that. Yeah, so you're never actually, even if you do get it all out, it's still in your bloodstream. So they're like, just go seek medical attention. So everyone in the chat, go seek medical attention if you get stung by or get bit by a snake. A poisonous
Yeah.
one. Or even
Yes.
a non-poisonous just
And
makes the wound just
speaking of
clean.
poisonous snakes, there's also poisonous mushrooms. But did you know that mushrooms can make music?
I just saw this video today. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. So let me play this real quick. Theresa sent me this one. It was probably from her group. Bioelectric changes. It kind of flashes up quickly there, but you can hear it. It's like a symphony here. That's pretty neat, huh?
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, that is really cool.
So the fern. This is what the fern sounds like.
Cool.
Wow, it sounds like my daughter's nighttime music.
Play that weed.
That's pretty neat.
It does make you
Yeah.
think like people who like, plants and herbs. Maybe that's why they're happier. Maybe that's why there's so many artists and things that, get inspired. So many musicians get inspired. uh,
I guess it's better than being expired.
yeah, I guess, I'm just saying they got the music inside them now, I ain't just thinking about, but I don't know.
So now,
I mean, I take a lot of
which is
herbs, so.
it's kind of funny that we have that one about mushrooms, that little special thing that we just shared with music. Now we have these Mandelaween Halloween mushrooms to share with you guys, and keep in mind if you guys saw this on Curious's channel, it we're just reviewing some of these, okay? So just hang on. We've got some more coming. More new effects. Let me get the right one. So we're finally finished with the Halloween. This is the final part of the Halloween ones, and these are Halloween mushrooms. Okay, these Halloween-esque fungi. Theresa Lynch and Sandy wanted to share. The first fungi is presented by Theresa, the ghost fungus. You guys ever heard of a ghost fungus?
Nope.
Anyone want to try pronouncing that? Anyway, the ghost fungus is found in southern Australia and Tasmania and resembles a bouquet of flowers. Look at that.
Yeah.
I don't see anything ghosty about it. Do you? You seen anything ghosty about it?
No.
Oh, they're called ghosts because they're bioluminescent. Okay, that makes sense.
They're really cool looking.
Yeah.
They look like those lily flowers. What are those called? Or what are those? I'm trying to think. They look just like those other flowers. I can't remember the names of them all of a sudden.
Next two both have the same name, but one is the European version and the other is the one found in North America. The jack-o'-lantern mushroom is a rich orange color, which can have tinges of yellow or brown.
I'm just wondering if these are poisonous to eat.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I know there's some that are obviously you
shouldn't. How about we'll do this? How about you test them out, Esther? And then
I would rather read a book first before.
I'm just messing with you.
I will say, if we ever get into that apocalyptic like state where I have to go out in the woods and eat out from like trees and stuff, I'm hoping I'll have a survival guide with me because I don't want to eat the wrong mushroom.
Well, maybe it's less poisonous if you cook it.
Yeah, I know there's some like chicken of the sea or chicken of the forest or whatever, like stuff like that you can eat once don't eat it raw.
No. The only similarities between the European and North American varieties are the orange color and the bioluminescence. The European has a thinner cap and stalk, while the North American has a thick stalk.
The one on the left, I don't want to. It's a children's friendly show. I shouldn't say what it looks like.
Exactly. But yes, these are toxic to humans, but people are attracted to them because they grow in clumps shaped like a pumpkin, and are also bioluminescent. Again, these are the jack-o'-lantern, right?
They look like pine cones.
Yeah, they kind of do. Some of them do.
Yeah, and others look like
those look like PG-13 things. All right. Yes. So there we have it. Jack-o'-lantern.
It looks like somebody practicing making frosting flowers, and it's their first attempt.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was just thinking.
They're just learning how to frost and make a flower. You're not doing a very good job. I'm going to be Gordon Ramsay right now. You need to make it more stiff.
Jeff, would you want to read that right there?
Yeah, I wonder if so many things are luminescent. It's weird. Curious when we were going to start glowing. Oh, that would be cool in a way to see somebody glow. But in a way, what? Happy shining people.
So, did we read this one?
Yeah. Oh, did you want Jeff to read it?
Okay. Lastly, many animals have recently surprised scientists because they discovered their fur reacted to UV black light. Apparently, it's the same for many things in nature, including mushrooms, grass, flowers, and sap, due to their levels of phosphor. Like, is this supposed to be phosphorus?
Not sure.
So
I
you see
wonder if
the bioluminescence? See that?
Hey, Brian.
Yep.
Theresa said, "Don't forget the residue about Jewel."
The residue for what?
For Jewel?
Oh, Jewel. Is that what she sent me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll definitely share that. Those look like Ninja Turtles. The ones there on the top right. From a distance, anyways.
They do, yeah.
Like Leonardo, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, those look pretty cool at night. So you can imagine, walking in the forest. At least you'd kind of see where you're going if you don't trip over yourself first. Yeah, so you got some bioluminescence there from mushrooms. You know that mushrooms can actually talk to one another? Like they have like a neural network that can stretch for like miles and miles. Did you know that? Underground?
I think I recently heard about that.
Yeah.
That's
Like they
crazy.
just
I never heard about that.
found out that, like, I guess like plants and stuff and everything, like plants have feelings and they can feel things.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Just like, I mean, people have feelings, animals have feelings, so why not plants and mushrooms and
Yeah.
trees? These
Um,
look like something straight
yeah,
out of Fantasia, don't they?
They
those are
do,
cool.
yeah.
I want one. I want to have one of the plants. You know, just have a plant here, and I don't have to battery operated. Just have one of these.
Who found this, Brian?
I think Teresa and Sandy,
Theresa and Sandy? Okay.
and this may be an older one that was brought back in for Halloween. Um, so yeah, that's it for that one.
What about the jack-o'-lantern and the ghost mushrooms? Was that
Those are
Curiouser?
the ones we just looked at.
Yeah,
The jack o' lantern and the ghost mushrooms.
was that Curiouser who found those?
Um, the first, I guess these were presented on Curiouser show, but I believe Teresa and Sandy found them.
Okay. Thanks.
No problem.
Are you checking your messages, Brian?
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to
My
make sure.
little one woke up. She's kind of resting over my shoulder.
Mhm.
So let's see here.
Yeah, that would be quite
Yeah,
interesting. Yeah.
Flickr does take some time to do uploads, so bear with us, you guys. We got 3 more to review, and then we'll get into the newer ones.
I know that they say that they're bioluminescent and that I know, is that like a new development or is that something that they've always known? Like, is it only black light or are they literally like it's just dark and then like it just like glows?
I think they just glow.
Because I know like real bioluminescence, it glows all on its own. Like I love that algae that glows. That's really cool. I've seen some in real life and they're really cool. So that would be cool, like in real life to see other stuff. But um,
Esther, would you like to read this one? This is hang on. Let me see what this folder is. Oh yeah, these are creepy. Hold on, give me 1 second here. Creepy art. That's what this one is, Jeff, okay?
Okay.
Creepy art.
So this isn't Halloween per se, but it is creepy, so I wanted to share it. Artist Gwen Murphy likes to take old worn shoes and breathe new life into them as art using ash and acrylic paint. And while it's beautiful craftsmanship, they're also a little creepy and unsettling. Wow. Very interesting. Oh, the feet one.
How does she do that?
Oh, I guess she paints it.
Interesting there.
Did you check your messages, Brian?
Not
In the
yet.
group chat?
You
Sandy's trying
should.
Oh my word, the one with the
Okay.
mouse on the bottom? That's just weird. Oh, the teeth too. Oh,
That one looks like fish. It looks like bottom right one looks like fish.
yeah,
Okay.
weird.
So we've got at this time we can take a phone call.
Mr. Crumb.
If any of you guys would like to call in at this time, I'll be providing the number, and you can share us your story. We'd love to hear from you. So give me 1 second to.
Oh, it's quite late here, so I was actually asleep earlier, so.
Yeah, this time change makes it difficult to stay awake at
It
this
gets
hour.
dark here at 5 o'clock. The sun starts setting, and by 5:30 it's dark.
Tonight at 5 o'clock it was pitch black.
Yeah, it 5 o'clock it's dark, and by 5:30 it looks like it's like 11 o'clock at night. And my kids the other day we were out yesterday, and they were like, "What time is it?" I'm like, "It's only 5 o'clock." They're like, "No way!" And I'm like, "Yep, it's only 5 o'clock." And they're like, "It's already dark out." I'm like, "I know." Hi, Sandy.
Hey,
Hi,
Brian.
Sandy.
I need you to take a call because I couldn't do anything in Flickr while you were in it.
All right,
Nothing's
that's
right.
what we're doing right. That's what we're doing right now, Sandy.
Okay. Okay. All right, then I will be back. You guys take a call. Thank you. Sorry. Flickr just was not moving. I was just hanging. It was just spinning and doing nothing. Driving me crazy. I'm like, get out of Flickr. All right, I'll be back.
Okay. So if any of you guys would like to call in at this time, please, you're welcome to call in.
Yeah, if you guys have any new effects or a new song maybe that you need to remember, or even a personal one like a street change, or those are always very interesting when.
Yeah, Jeff, tell us your story about that. You were telling us about something like that earlier.
Yeah, something happened to me tonight that freaked me out. So, as you know, Brian, I record funny parody songs to share with my friends. And I recorded a song the other day, and a lyric changed in it when I played it back today that was not there. There was a word in it that was not there. And it freaked me out. And that had never happened to me before. But I was like half expecting it to eventually happen because of how shifty things are. That one of my own songs that I did would change, and it did. And It freaked me out. There's a word in there that wasn't in there before. In one of the lyrics. The word could was in where I didn't actually say the word could in the song. Very strange stuff. Freaked me out.
It is weird how it's like your own song that you did yourself, and
Yeah,
like that would be weird to be like, what? How did? Oh, I don't remember saying that.
exactly. And I know I didn't say it. And the weird part is we played the song several times since we recorded it the other day. And every time I heard it the correct way until today. All of a sudden, I'm like, wait a minute. I didn't say that word in there. What is that? It's so freaky hearing myself say a word in a song that I know I did not say.
Jeff,
Yeah.
you got a question from John Nada.
Yes.
So could you repeat the question?
Jeff, did you hear the shimmy shimmy ya effect? So the song by Dirty Bastard from the Wu-Tang Clan he's talking about. It's called Shimmy Shimmy Ya. It's from the 90s. There was a lyric in there that changed that he's asking me about. I believe that you actually told me about that on another stream, John, and I forgot to check it. But I got to go check that out. Remind me again which lyric it was, though. And yes, my own lyrics changed in a song that I did.
Well,
I'm so freaked out by it. And it's one that we were focused on because it was one of the funniest lines in the song. So it was one of those lines that we kept playing over and over again. And we knew it had changed. And maybe because we were so focused on it, maybe that's why it changed. Maybe there's a message in there somewhere. Yes, I see it now. I'm going to check that out, John. Thanks.
wait, Norman Bates? I thought it was Bates.
It was Bates. And he now says Norman Bate instead of Bates in the song.
And which one? In the song?
Yeah.
Wow.
The lyric was he used to say, I get psycho killer Norman Bates. Now he says Norman Bate.
No, that doesn't make sense.
No, another case where the S disappears.
Yep. I hate that when the S disappears, especially in a place where it's very clearly needed.
Yes.
Me too.
Speaking of which, there's a song change that Theresa sent me. Let me pull that up real quick.
I actually had Yellow Submarine. I think some of the lyrics are coming back. Like when he says we all live in a yellow submarine, I actually hear a yellow submarine once or twice more than they used to say it. So I was like, yay, I'm starting to see some of it come back. I don't have the whole, of course, but some of it.
So what did it change to?
Okay,
It's
so
just we all live instead of we all live in a yellow submarine is we all live yellow submarine, yellow submarine,
no,
yellow
that changed.
submarine. It's like what? It's like we all live in a yellow submarine,
You're
not we
telling me
all
the
live
original Beatles song changed?
yellow submarine, and they completely miss the whole like a yellow submarine. And I'm like, no, that's not the. Oh yeah, it changed years ago. Actually, Recall did a video on it. And it freaked me out because I'm like, no, it was always a yellow submarine, not just yellow submarine.
Sandy
And
says she
then
hears
I know,
the also.
yeah, recently it's come back to say a yellow submarine, like I think twice and maybe 3 times now. Like they'll actually say it one more time. So I'm like, hey, it's coming back slowly. It's just we don't have all of the lyrics, but some of them. So,
I had a song change on me recently and then change back. Land of Confusion by Genesis. He always said, make it a place worth fighting for at the end. And it disappeared for a while. It changed to what it was throughout the rest of the song, make it a place worth living in. And he didn't say fighting for anymore. And I was reporting it as a Mandela effect.
Mm-hmm.
I went back to listen to it and it had changed back. So now it's no longer an effect. Now it's a flip-flop. Which I guess is still an effect, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. That happened to me with a Frozen 2 song, or I was like freaking out because the song had changed and I was like, no, no, no. And it literally, I went in and I looked up the lyrics and everything for like a day. I think it had changed. And we were going to talk about it on the show because I was like, it was always grow into something new. And it had changed to throw into something new, and I'm like, no, 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 it was not throw into something new. I know this song. I love this song. I listened to it like a zillion times, watched the movie, watched the lyrics on screen, looked up the lyrics, and watched the lyrics on my app that because I listened to it also in my music stream, and it literally had changed to throw. And then like the next day, before I could actually like say anything, it changed back to grow. And I'm like, wow, it changed back. I'm like, well, at least it's going back to normal. So at least, you know, it was weird to hear that change. Just be like, you said throw yourself into something new. And I'm like, why would you say throw yourself into something new?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it kind of makes sense, but grow yourself, because it was all about growing and maturing and allowing yourself to change. So it's like not throw yourself. Throw yourself did not go with the idea of the song.
Yeah.
Because it's all about like, you know, I've been working myself to this point and trying to get myself to this point. It was the one where she rides the horse to the ice thing, and she's running through the ice palette, and not the ice, but the Valhalla, whatever that thing was called, Antahala. When she gets there, and I can't remember the name of the song now.
You talking about are you talking about that Brave, right? Or no, you talking about
Frozen
Let It
2.
Go? The song Let It Go?
No, the second one, the one when she
Frozen
gets to
2.
Antahala.
Into the unknown. Into the unknown.
Yes, no, nope, that's not that one.
It's not Into the Unknown.
No, it's after she gets to Antahala when she's riding the ice horse. I know the name of the song. I
I
can't
can only think
remember.
of the first thing that comes to my mind is all the ones from Frozen 1. Because that's my other daughter, we saw that one like a million times. But we had this song here, Jewel, okay, going undercover to sing karaoke that Theresa found residue here where Jewel actually remembers she remembers herself singing soul instead of souls, because now she sings, you know, that song, Who Will Save Your Soul, is now Who Will Save Your Souls. But here's residue. Let me show you.
So Funny or Die called me and they wanted me to dress up.
Hold on, I'm gonna have to turn this volume up so you guys can hear it.
As somebody else and have me go to a karaoke bar and sing my own songs and see if people would recognize it as me.
So she dresses
Going through
up.
the makeup process was really fun. I got to wear a wig and have a big fake nose. This nose got bigger. And a business suit, kind of a little like plum penny suit.
You guys see that?
But for the first time in my life, I was pretty excited about it.
That's her.
Had some business associates with me. We had little laminates that were from Frozen Foods Convention. When me and my fellow business associates got to the karaoke bar, it was a really unusual place. They were taking their karaoke very seriously. We really stood out. And then one by one, my guys started getting up and singing karaoke. And in the middle of it, they yell out, "Karen, you're next!" Karen, you're coming up next! Get you up there, Karen! Karen! kind of they were wanting me to do good. You guys are helping to do. We live in the life for you on TV. They say that I'm better than you, and you agree. She says all my culture behind my soul grid walls is coming for the ain't nothing for free. Sounds like when it comes to the
Did you guys hear that?
Oh.
Yeah.
She actually sings it right. She says, "Who will save your soul?" There.
I wondered about the background, like for the lyrics on the screen. Does it say souls? And she's just ignoring it and singing what she remembers? That's what I want to know. I didn't get
What
to
did you
see
see
it.
Did you see the lyric there?
No, I didn't see it in the background. I was like, oh, come on, show me the lyrics in the background. Because for a second there, it was showing the lyrics. Because when you do karaoke, they obviously have to show the lyrics. You know what you're singing.
Yes, exactly. So,
I think it still says soul in the lyrics.
did you look?
I've looked before, and that's what I saw. I mean, we know the title still says it, but also the lyrics do still say it. I'll take a look again.
The song is called "Who Will
And we'll
Save
be
Your
back.
Soul."
We'll have to do some
Oh
stuff.
my God. It says souls. What
Yeah, yeah. The lyrics say "souls." You see that, guys? Who
that
will save
shouldn't
your
be.
soul?
Exactly, and I hate it. So
Oh my
it's
Well, the
God.
name of the song is "Who Will Save Your Soul."
I
It
try to look
doesn't.
up stuff.
So this may send a few of your hairs standing up on the back of your neck when you hear that, especially if I listened to this song all the time in the '90s. It came out in 1995.
Me too.
1997 was a really popular year for buying actual CDs and stuff like that for me. Um, I I had dozens of CDs, and I would listen to this one all the time. It's not like nowadays where you can pull up the lyrics. We didn't have that ability to just pull up the lyrics whenever. So we had them. The lyrics were either in the CD. Sometimes they were in there, where you just kind of had to copy them down as you heard them. But she always said soul and not souls to me.
Right. That's the name of the song. So why would it even be?
The other one that gets me is the City of Angels is now City of Angel in
That one.
Under the
Oh
Bridge.
my God. That one drives me crazy.
Under the Bridge by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. You have you heard that one?
Yep.
I don't. I've heard that phrase spoken many times, but I don't really know Red Hot
Yeah.
Chili.
Sometimes I feel like I don't have a partner. Sometimes I feel like my only friend is the city I live in, the city of angels. That's what I remember.
Yep. I
He says,
remember him clearly saying angels.
he says angel now,
Yeah. Yep.
which I wonder if that's changed. I mean, it's possible it might have switched back.
It didn't.
You just listen to it?
Yeah. I
Listen
check it
out.
all the time, hoping it'll change back.
There's so many songs, and I'm like, oh, I wish I would go back. I find that, like, for me, I know it's a definite change when I literally have a physical response to a song. Like, I'll hear something, and I will literally physically can tell that it's changed.
Sometimes I feel like lonely
He
as
just said
I
it.
is the city I
It
live
is.
in, the city of angels.
He says angel. Just
Yep.
gets me every time.
Me too. Brian, I found on lyrics.com, it still says "Who will save your soul" in the lyrics.
Oh, really?
Sandy,
Yeah.
Good. Sandy, are we
Hey.
finally ready?
Joel. It just
Yeah,
doesn't
did
make
you
any
do the logo folder?
It
The
doesn't.
logo folder?
Yeah, did you do the logo folder?
We did not do the logo folder.
Okay, because the logo folder you could have done. There's new stuff in there, but you did some of it already.
Yeah, you
If,
told me to get out, so I did. We were
thank you, I appreciate it. So listen,
yeah.
if you go to the logos folder before you present on screen, you can jump to Weird Science, and then we'll do the rest of the logos for that, and then we can move on to the new stuff. There's like 5 new slides, and then we'll go to the new stuff. How's that sound?
Sounds good to me. So we finished the Halloween creepy art. Now we're moving on to the logos and residue.
Yeah, and if you want to pull up the Weird Science one first, because that's
The
where you're
weird
gonna,
science first.
yeah, that's where you're picking up from last week. And I'm trying to get into YouTube on the iPad so I can say hi to the chat. Finally. Oh, it was horrible. Guys, my phone died. While I was trying to get everything ready, my phone, I had to turn off iCloud. It was sending all the pictures from my iPad to my phone. It maxed the memory out. And I just had this black screen with a spinning wheel. I had to fix it. So now there's no photos at all on my phone.
no.
Oh my god.
It's not lost, it's in iCloud, but I can't download them to my phone. So I guess it's good. I have an empty phone now.
Hmm.
And I
I
just
don't see the
can't,
weird. I don't see the one that says weird science.
it's towards the bottom. And refresh, did you refresh?
Yeah, I hit the refresh.
All right, let me help you here. Um, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 from the bottom.
Nine from the bottom.
Yep. How about I take a picture and send it to you, right? Do it that way.
I'm not seeing it. What's it near?
That's why I'm just sending you a picture. I'm sending it to you right now. You see it? Yeah, so Brian's looking for that. Oh, happy birthday, Theresa.
Which one is it? Is it Lorf? Is that it? I'm not
Lord?
seeing it.
How are
You
you
sent
not
me the
seeing it?
picture. You sent me the picture, Sandy. Which one is it?
I circled the one. It's next to Mars Candy and the Frankenstein arms that we covered last week.
Oh, I didn't see you circle it. I didn't get it until now.
Oh,
Is that in the logos and residue?
yep. Yes, it is. I just took a screenshot of the album.
Okay.
Unless you're in the wrong folder.
Hmm.
I just want to cover as much as
Okay.
possible
Yeah,
for making these
I
poor
see
people
what you're
wait.
saying. So, because we covered, I see what you're saying. Because we covered half of those last week. I get it now.
Right. Right.
Okay. Yeah, got it. So instead of them being in a different folder, they're in the same folder. All right. I got it now. Sorry.
Okay. There you go.
Okay. All right. Sandy, you want to talk about these?
I mean, it's just, I'm just showing you in multiple places that it's the same everywhere. It's changed from the TV series, which I don't remember, the movie. It's merged, the E and the N. And the E now sticks out on the right. I don't know if you can see that. The big E sticks out.
Sandy, I don't know if anyone else. Can you guys hear her crackling?
I'm crackling.
Yeah,
Let me switch AirPods. I'll be back. I'll leave and come back. You talk about this stuff. It's just merging. You can talk about it. I'll come right back.
Yeah, the E and the N is merged in science. And these are some more mergings going on. Like you can see there, Jolly Rancher, on the right, and then where it says save. You see how the V and the E's merged. The Zagnut, the U and the T. Slowpoke. Switzer. A lot of these logos are appearing to be merged now. They were not like that. See the Clark bar at the bottom too, on the right, the Good and Plenty, the T and the Y. Jeff, Esther, are you there?
Yep. Yeah, I'm just looking at the pictures.
Any shout outs in the chat you want to give, or you want to give a few shout outs?
I know. Hi, Ann. Gaynor. Of course, Jeff's in the chat. I don't know if I said hi to Bit of Venom. Let's see. Of course, hi to Theresa, since she's in the chat as well.
Mm-hmm.
We got a lot from Bit of Venom. Parody Bear. That's a new one. Marsha 3961. Let's see. Oh, Frank. Nuntz. Sorry if I mispronounced your last name. I'm really bad at that. Alone.
You guys see the Firkins logo is messed up? Firkins. The F and the U is merged.
So hi to everybody. I'm sorry if I missed your name. Wow.
This looks like residue for Chuck E. Cheese. Because now it's Chuck E.
Like,
Cheese.
are they merging it? Like, because they just don't have enough bandwidth anymore to be able to keep them separate? Everything
I always thought
together?
it was Chuck E. Cheese, and now it's Chuck E. Cheese's.
That one has changed so many times. I have no idea what it's called anymore.
It was Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, it was Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, Chuck E. Cheese. It was Chuck E. Cheese's, and then it went back to Chuck E. Cheese. And I'm like, I am so many flip-flops. Once something flips more than once for me, I get to the point where I'm like, I have no idea anymore. It's so confusing. I can't keep them straight. Because, I mean, I would have to, when you see something for so long and you chat about it changed and then it flipped back and then flip back. It's like the whole Houston, we have a problem. That is the only one, though. I do have a very, very clear anchor memory with that one. So that one's easy to remember. But I know you were showing the other day about the other arm thing. And I'm like, I don't remember. I've seen so many changes.
What about Wednesday from the Addams Family?
Is that about like the weird looking fang things that she's got going on with her collar?
Yeah, is that?
I don't remember her having fangs on her collar. She's not a vampire.
No, she played with voodoo dolls though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they were just like a dark family. They weren't like evil. They were just like dark. They just like the darker side of things. Oh, it's just about the apples and stuff.
Yeah, the poison apple. It was supposed to be green, and now it's like this blue color. The poison on the apple. What do you remember?
Sandy's backstage, Brian.
Okay.
I remember being green because that's kind of what you associated poison with, was the green from that movie. That's what you remember. That's why I think about Poisonous from Snow White.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't. No way it was blue.
Yeah, Grandpa was a vampire, that's right.
All right. And Sandy, you there?
Yeah, and also, if you can go back one slide, I just found it interesting that a lot of that residue has 4 buttons on her dress. You see that there's 3 of them with 4 buttons on the dress. Actually, 4.
But does she actually have buttons on the dress?
No.
I didn't think she did.
That's why I'm wondering, does anybody remember 4 buttons? Because it's in a lot of the residue.
I just thought it was a
And
black shirt or dress. Like,
this is an old Mandela effect I covered. It was just Zoltar, and now it's Zoltar Speaks. There's residue for Zoltar. And his eyes turned red. I don't remember his eyes. I remember his eyes lighting up yellow, and now they light up red.
Yeah, they were yellow.
Mm-hmm.
What?
they actually have a video game, an arcade called Zoltar.
Mm-hmm.
Does it actually read fortunes?
No, it's just a video arcade. That's what it's called.
Because if it does, I want to be big. Actually, I want to be thin. How about that?
So last
Video game.
week you covered the peanuts, and there's her with either a very dark purple or black. I can't tell. The middle is Theresa found that Pebbles has 2 ponytails instead of 1. The doll is 1 ponytail, but the picture right behind the doll is the 2 ponytails. There's Roger Rabbit with white feet, not pink on the bottom. Green residue for the apple, Uncle Sam, and open eyes instead of a bone behind the eyes of the skull.
Yeah, I definitely don't remember a bone behind the eyes. And that's an older effect.
Yep.
Yeah, we've been going 5 years now, right, guys?
Well,
2017 was when I started airing.
4 for me with you.
speaking of Addams Family, that one for me, like we were talking, I don't remember if it was you guys or who I was talking to about having my maiden name is Adams, and I never knew for the longest time that you could spell it with 2 D's.
That is interesting.
That is.
It wasn't until
Very.
I was a teenager that people were like 1D or 2, and I'm like, what's this about 2 D's now? I'd never known that you could spell it with 2 D's. So that for me was like, when we talk about the Addams Family show, it's like I don't remember there being 2 D's because we'd watch that show, and of course we got picked on a lot. You know, we walk in and everybody's doing the snapping and everything, and it's like I'm right there along with the joke, and so I never took offense to it because I'm like, hey, I love that show. It's an awesome show, and you know they were trying to bully
Wait, so
you with it.
you were an Adams?
Yep, that's where I was like, for me, I was like, I don't remember the Addams Family having 2 D's because I would have been like, hey, they spell their name differently than we do. I
No, it's
never
funny.
knew.
Funny because one of my best friends, his name is Paul Adams, and one of my other friend was Adam, and his name had 1 D. Well, his last name had 1 D.
Well, like I said,
I
I
don't
never,
think he did
when
it
I
too
had to
deep.
start spelling my last name, and I'm like, I had no idea you had to you could put 2 D's in there.
Honestly, you know what I think happened? I think the AI or whoever is messing with reality took one of the D's from Adidas and put it into Adams Family.
I think there's
I
going to
don't
be a
know.
man-excuse out there that they use 2 D's because they're creepy and they're kooky because they're strange.
Don't you guys remember 3
Watch
D's
there
in
be a
Adidas?
man-excuse.
I mean, now you can actually spell your name with 2 D's. That isn't a thing. And I'm like, I just never knew. I think I was like 12 or 13 when I found out that there was a way to that you could spell it with 2 D. And literally going through my entire life having no idea that you could spell it with 2 D's until people were like, 1 or 2 D's. And I'm like, what? I'm like, that's an option? was like people were misspelling my last name. I'm like, it's one D. Why are you spelling with two D's? So I had always had to spell my first name and my last name, and it was always so frustrating. Like I said, up until that point. Before then, never once had anybody ever asked me, do you spell it with one D or two D's? Never once. And go like, oh, spell it like the Addams Family. Yes. It's like I never ever dawned on me that there was ever any other option other than just
Yeah,
one.
but Esther, you remember Adidas shoes? Everybody had them in the 80s and 90s, and even today.
Yes.
Didn't they have 3Ds?
I don't remember. I just thought they had two.
2 for me.
Really, it had 3 for me, Adidas.
And 2 for me on Addams Family. I've always seen it that way.
Really?
Yeah.
Same.
That's so weird.
But the Adidas one, it didn't have 2 Ds for me because it wouldn't have made sense with the acronym that they used for it. There was a certain thing that they said, I'm not going to say it here, but that
It's in
it
the chat.
stands for.
So how many Ds do you remember?
2
In Adidas?
in Adidas, yeah. Because it stood for something that people always used to joke about. And Marilyn Manson actually has a song where he says it that way. He says the thing that people used to say that it stood for.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And
It's an acronym.
now it's racist, so we can't even talk about it. I'm serious.
Esther, not Esther, Sandy, would you read this one?
Sure. This is technically a rewind. I mentioned it on Mandela Monday before I created graphics. The title of the movie has changed for me. Well, apparently it's much more obscure than I thought it was. I thought more people would know this. What title do you remember for the 1995 Clive Barker horror starring Scott Bakula? Lord of, and I can't give you the word, but it begins with an I. What's the word?
I was going to
Like,
say
I
Lord
really
of
thought-
the Dance Floor.
I thought Clive Barker was, more popular. Apparently not.
Lord of the Rings.
Yes, because Rings begins with an I.
I know. It has an I in it.
Yeah, unfortunately, the only thing I know that Scott Bakula was in was Quantum Leap, but I don't really know his other work.
I was wrong about what I said. I have to correct myself. It was Korn, not Marilyn Manson. Korn did a song where he used the acronym for Adidas.
I had a feeling it was Korn.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the chat, Joe Bloor says illusions. General Sorrow says insanity. And then idiots.
Probably Lord of Insanity. That's what it sounds like.
General Sorrow says illusion sounds right. Not to me, though.
We're just guessing at this point.
Yeah, you can go on. Because we already had the answer in the chat. That was current memory. I have only ever known this movie as Lord of Illusion. Singular, not plural. But now illusions is plural. Do you remember Lord of Illusion? So Joe does. And illusion sounds right to General Sorrow. But it was always Lord of Illusion to me. There was no S at the end.
140 new words in the King James Bible?
So this is the only piece of residue where I found it printed on something. So I think this is the best one. String of Pearls. I don't know. It's like a horror magazine type deal. And top says, it's talking about Clive Barker, Books of Blood, Lord of Illusion. And then there's just a ton of residue, which you can fly through Brian. Like tons and tons.
You know that song by Phil Collins? The Land of Confusion?
That's the one I was just talking about.
That
Right.
really, because that's how I feel right now with this Mandela effect.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
I mean, with all the Mandela effects, I feel like I'm in the land of confusion. But
That's
this
what I
is the
feel like.
world we live in, just like the song.
Yep.
But that would be like if the song all of a sudden was called Land of Confusions. That's how wrong this sounds to me. It was Lord of Illusion for me, always.
This is the song that doesn't end. It's supposed to be never ends, but now it doesn't end.
That one's
Yeah.
so stupid. It was definitely never ends.
Yeah, never. It was never.
The Emmy always changes things to something so inferior to what it used to be. Something that doesn't roll off the tongue so easily, too.
Exactly. There's a Phil Collins song that changed too about, I think
Oh, which one?
Moneybags found it. You remember that one that changed?
No,
It was
I don't think I know about this one.
I can feel it coming in the air
Okay,
tonight.
yeah.
Is
Yeah, I
it
do
Hold
know.
On or Oh Lord? Because I've always sang it Oh Lord. No, I can feel it calling in the air tonight. It's either Hold On or Oh Lord or something
It
like that.
was Hold On, and now it's Oh Lord.
Yeah, I agree with that
Yeah,
one.
I think it was Hold On. Yes. Now it's Oh Lord.
Yep. Yeah, I noticed that one years ago.
Mhm.
But it
Let's
was a
see.
different song that changed that you were referring to. Yeah, that's an older one that I was aware of.
This residue for Nightmare on Elm Street used to be, or now it's The Nightmare on Elm Street,
It's a Nightmare on Elm Street
or
now.
A Nightmare on Elm Street.
It'll change to the
Just like Silence of the Lambs is now The Silence of the Lambs.
yeah, that's another one. It was definitely just Silence of the Lambs.
And I also remember very clearly it puts the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again. And
Hey
now
guys,
it's,
look at that. Look at that right there. That old book with the triangles.
wow. Is this an entertainment book or or educational?
It's a horror novel.
Oh, I've never heard of this one. I used to read a lot of the Dean Koontz novels. I just don't get into that stuff anymore because I know it's dark and
Yeah, I
demonic
used to
and
read
stuff.
Stephen King and Dean Koontz a lot, but I don't anymore. I haven't read it in years,
Maybe it's
actually.
because my nerves have changed. You know, like I get a little
Maybe.
bit unnervy at some of this stuff even more now.
Maybe.
Okay, so that's it for that folder.
And now we're on to the moon.
So this one's kind of a big one with Star Wars. You know, we see Star Wars changing a lot, and Sandy noticed something really big this time.
And you did
Another
too.
major change. What's
You're
Sandy?
in here too. I said, you're in here too. You want to read it?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, well, I truly apologize, but Star Wars characters we literally just covered have had the audacity to change again.
It's
What
annoying.
gave them the authority to do that?
I know. It makes so mad.
So, starting with C-3PO, I covered him having four Wolverine-like spikes sticking out of his hands. We covered that, I think it was a couple weeks ago.
Not even, yeah. Like, I think that one was a week ago.
Yeah,
Now there's, now there's 8.
yeah. Now he has 8 on each hand, a
12.
shorter one and a longer one paired together on the top of the space between each finger. That's just a recent change. You see that, guys?
Weird.
Now, I mentioned that I remembered. No, I don't remember the wires, Sandy.
No, you remember black.
Yeah, it was black.
Right.
Just black over the space. Now there's mostly black, but the wires were now blue and red.
And white. Now there's white too. So
But
white,
I don't
blue,
remember
red. It's
what
actually
wires it
rainbow.
was.
Can you zoom in on those wires? Can you
Put
zoom
the
in? It's like
finger on it.
rainbow wires now. Do you see this? I
Teal
see
wire.
green.
It looks
I
like,
see
I
yellow.
mean,
I see blue. I see red.
you know what I see when I see his stomach? Because I work in IT. I see a network closet. You know, where servers and switches and
Fiber optic
routers connect.
cables.
That's what I see in his stomach there.
Yeah, it's a mess. A mess.
Somebody
Yeah,
needs to.
those fingers are creepy.
Yeah, they are. And they're so chunky. Wait until you see. I have a close up coming up. His hands are so much chunkier now.
He looks more like he's got Freddy Krueger hands, not soft,
Hmm.
gentle robot hands.
Also, okay, Brian.
We previously covered his palms turning black with gold squares, but now there are red wires mimicking the stomach too. You can see there's red wires there on the hands, on the palms and stuff. Another new change that only appears sometimes in some scenes and on some figurines, he now has a large Phillips head screw at his hips with the head positioned like a cross. Do you remember this?
Do you remember Phillips head screwdrivers being a part of the Star Wars universe? Because I don't.
But the biggest change for me, the pistons no longer connect on the neck, they stick straight up in the air. Do you remember this?
With a backpack?
So those pistons,
No,
they have no purpose. They literally just stick out from his chest straight up into the air, and I don't remember that doing that. I
no, that was
remember them
not
being
there.
against the neck when
That
they
was not
appeared the
there,
first
Sandy.
time.
The one on the bottom, he looks like he's got pecs. Like he's got some major muscle pecs there.
Oh yeah, he does have pecs now. Yes, and it's even on the original prototype, which I'm going to be showing you coming out.
He's been working out.
Yeah. Been lifting that,
No, he didn't have
Yeah.
those pistons that were not there on his chest. No.
Lifting
No, well, we
RT.
covered the pistons appearing, but when the pistons first appeared, they were against the neck. They helped the head move. Now they're just decoration. It doesn't make any sense. Oh, and look, the flathead. Look at the side of the knee. Quick, look at the side of the knee, guys. There's also
Yeah.
flathead screwdrivers in the Star Wars universe now. He's got his flathead
No.
screw as a knee.
Yeah, I'm
No.
like, that looks weird.
Stop
No,
it.
The penny
that was
dropped
not
on
like
his knee. That's evidence.
Yeah, you gotta get Penny to unlock it.
Yeah, what is up with that?
that. You want to talk about this one, Sandy?
Oh, that's just a close-up of the Phillips head on the hip, but on the left side, like I said, it sometimes appears. That's without the Phillips head. So sometimes there's no Phillips head and sometimes there is. I don't know what the difference is. Maybe it's a different movie. Maybe Empire Strikes Back has the Phillips head, but Return of the Jedi did not.
Yeah,
I
I think you're right though. Those things were pistons that actually helped him move his head.
They were. They appeared when we first covered them. When the other pistons appeared, like on the arms and stuff, it was to help move the joints. And now they're just decoration. They stick
No,
up
I don't
straight in
remember.
the air.
No, I don't remember them there at all, though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
No, none of us do. No, that was a change that we covered before. They appeared around the neck to help move the head. That was the first Mandela effect with the pistons.
Okay, now on to Darth Vader for the second time this month. Well, in 2017, I made a video about a gray patch appearing on Darth Vader's cheek. So there was a gray patch appearing on the cheek.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just his cheek, his mask helmet change every movie now. but there are several issues with the original 3 movies Vaders. Change number 1: his neck, head, and half of his face and the bridge of his nose are all sparkly gray and silver.
Do you guys remember that?
Does anybody
Do you
remember
remember?
that?
It was all black for me. I don't remember
just
any of
remember-
this silver, and I just covered it.
Yeah, Darth Vader has been razzle-dazzled. Seriously, he's no longer even symmetrical with different color patches on opposing face sides.
And the image on the right, the left side of his cheek is inverted, while the outside of the cheek is extroverted. Like the top part of the cheek goes in on one side and it sticks out on the other, moving forward and moving backwards.
You guys see that?
That looks weird. I just remember it being black. No other color, just black.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
all
like
black.
he's-
It was the point of having all black was evil, and he's always all black.
Yes, always all black. And now, like, first the silver nose
Yeah.
appeared, then the silver dots, which became pistons, and now they're 2 different colors too. They're razzle dazzled as well. Go ahead,
Well,
Brian.
we talked about him having fangs, which now he has 1 black fang and 1 silver fang.
Not all the time. It's just one. I think
Only-
it's Empire Strikes Back or
Only
Return
in
of the
Empire
Jedi. One
Strikes
of them.
Back. And in Empire Strikes Back, you also see a triangle vent. That just showed up recently.
Mm-hmm.
You see the underside of his helmet where the chin is. There's a triangle vent under there too.
The man's excuse for this is it was for the guy who actually did stunts so he could see better, because they did the lightsabers with fence. They were fencing. They actually did fencing, and then put in the lightsabers over the fencing swords, and that was so he could see better.
So
He can
we talked about this one. Does anybody remember these?
You missed the eyebrows. Go back.
Oh,
You didn't read it.
so he has very obvious silver eyebrows. Does anybody remember this?
You're going to see them coming up.
It's
Yeah,
always
you're
Later
gonna see
a later
I know.
mask is more black than we remember, but we don't remember the addition of the triangle vent under the chin. Do you?
I don't remember.
Not me.
It looks like he's smiling.
Brian also noticed that the shoulders are a different pattern than part of the part that lays on his chest, and the gloves have changed in the Empire Strikes Back for me. They never had quilted rings in the opposite direction of the suit. The changes that we found in 2018. Does anybody remember that?
So the suit that the change to the suit for me that I covered in 2018, I remember a suit hard black plastic, and it became quilted, and the stripes were vertical stripes quilted, like a soft quilted pattern, and you can still see that on the arm. Brian, can you zoom in on the top left? You can see that quilted pattern on the arm, but now the glove is quilted pattern as well, and it wasn't like that.
The movie keeps changing, Sandy. I mean, what's next? Are they going to take his electronic apparatus off his chest?
I don't know, but we stop. I didn't write this in. I need to talk about this. Also, do you guys remember him having a hard plate jock strap? Can you zoom in on the right one, Brian? I don't remember this phallic looking jock strap on him, but it's there. I don't remember that.
It looks weird.
It does, because it wasn't there. Don't remember it.
Well, I guess he's got to
So much I
protect
don't. Huh?
Yeah, I guess they have to protect themselves, especially since they watch Spaceballs and they.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, his whole freaking head is now silver, and the face is missing half the black color. You remember any of these, or are they changes for you too? It's almost like first we noticed C-3PO, his leg changing from gold to silver. Now we're noticing the black is becoming silver. So what does that tell you? Maybe they're making him weaker. Maybe he's not as dark as he was before Darth Vader. I don't know.
There's a better representation of the shoulders if you want to
Because
zoom in on that
going
picture.
from gold to silver, isn't that the depreciation type thing?
Yeah.
It-
He looks
Or
more like
not.
Bane with the silver. That looks like
So
Bane's.
Yeah, they do look like, you're absolutely right.
They look like what?
Bane from Batman.
Yeah,
It looks very similar.
the bottom left one especially.
Yeah.
These are all the different helmets. And there's the later one that's more black. And it looks like it has glitter in it. I don't get it.
The Dark Knight Rises is probably my second favorite Batman movie of all time.
Yeah. I like the one with Christian Bale. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yep, that
Hey,
has
Brian.
been there.
Can you zoom in on the bottom left? Because that gives the best representation. That's the official Star Wars image for A New Hope. Like, I can't. Look at that. What am I even looking at?
That's weird.
And it's not like it's just the lighting or anything. You guys might be thinking it's the lighting, but no, it's actually painted silver on one side of his face. It looks messed up.
Silver, there's also sparkly gray and black. It's 3 tones.
I
No,
mean, what in the
just-
world? What in the world, Darth Vader? That's what I want to ask him.
And just to
What's going on
clarify,
with you?
because I'm not a super Star Wars buff, is this the older Star Wars that we're talking about, or is this the new one?
Yes, the first 3 movies, yes.
Right, because I just want to
With-
clarify, just because not everybody is.
With the
Yeah.
exception of one image that I'm going to talk about coming up. This
So
one, the
we're-
top left.
At this point,
The
we
top-
can. I'm sorry.
It's okay. The top left is Rogue One. It's a better image of that jockstrap for you. Yeah, that's all. I just wanted to point out that one's from Rogue One. Go ahead. And the other one's a drawing showing you clearly the weird gloves and patterned outfit.
Yeah, so for
sorry,
me,
as we're
it's.
going.
Oh no, it's for me. We're saying, it's not like they made new Star Wars and they're just updating his helmet. This is all stuff that was filmed in the 80s, 90s, whenever the
70s and 70s and early 80s. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is all like old stuff. So it's not like they're like, it's just a new one that maybe I hadn't watched yet because
Stay here,
I
Brian.
in a while. So, but yeah, it's just fairly.
So
interesting.
I just want to point here, that's from a documentary that is them getting ready to film and putting Darth Vader's helmet on top of his silver helmet. And you can see it's a clear silver dome on his head, and then on the left you can see the eyebrows, the metal silver eyebrows on the top left, and then the two different toned helmets on the bottom. Sorry, it's just a mess.
He definitely has changed for me.
I mean, we just looked at him. I was just staring at images close up, and it was not like this. I just looked at close-up images of C-3PO's hands, and there was just 4 pistons that appeared. Now there's 8. Like, this stuff is changing in front of my eyes within days. It's ridiculous. And I have to agree with Jeff. Jeff, your assessment is CERN has to have something to do with this, right?
Yeah, and I was leaning towards that they didn't for a while, and then as soon as they turned back on, all of a sudden we're finding all these different changes again.
Crazy changes that are happening right after each other. It's insane.
Ridiculous ones too.
Speaking of the crazy changes, that this one was the one that changed right in front of my face at the same time. I was because we were looking at costumes for my kids, and because my son was going as Tanjiro, and this one flipped like as I was looking at it. So it was the craziest thing. Like all the residue I was trying to find immediately disappeared. It was weird. So I can read this one if you want. So
Yeah.
Tanjiro from the Magna, Demon Slayer. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that very well. Kimitsu no Yaba. My son watches the show. I don't know how to pronounce the weird words. Has changed for me. So it's a two-part question. If you are familiar with the character, which side do you remember the birthmark of Tanjiro's face, and which color do you remember? I do want to move the mouse, Brian. You're kind of covering up his face. There you go. Yeah. So which side of the face do you remember his birthmark on, and which color hair do you remember? And this is one that I have to keep fighting my son on for hair color, but he actually remembers it the way I do. And then he's like, well, maybe he's like, no, I remember it being on that side too. So, and when I look for
And he would be right, Esther. We're going to get into that. He would be right. You would both be right, I should say.
yeah. Well, when I was looking for residue, I had to make sure to look what hand his sword was in to make sure that the image wasn't flipped and all of that, because he has a very symmetrical face. So it's not like you can go,
but his
well,
hair. For
yeah.
me, it was the hair. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like the part?
Yeah. 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 My son loves this show. You should see his bedroom. I literally just did a birthday party with Demon Slayer themed. And like I said, we were looking at costumes, and I literally just decorated his bedroom with so much Demon Slayer stuff. Like he has a figurine. We actually met people from the show. He actually has his sword signed from Zenitsu. So it's not like I haven't seen this face a bunch. So like literally been staring at this huge thing on my wall. I literally just got other decorations as well. So I very clearly remember where his scar was. And as like I said, I was looking at it, and then it goes and switches to the other side of the face, and I'm like, what? Like, why is it on that side of his face? And then all of the residue just disappeared, and they all flipped as I was looking at it, and that was the weirdest thing.
I forget where this is a reference to, but I know it's a funny. I know there's a reference to it. I cannot remember. Help me, someone help me. Joe Bloor says no. CERN's gone plaid.
That was Spaceballs.
Spaceballs. Thank you.
Yeah. He's gone plaid.
I know it's funny. I know there's a reference, and my brain wasn't working.
Lord Helmet. I love that movie. I watched it so many times. My brother watched it so many times, like VHS as well. My brother like wore those out.
The password is 1234.
Do you guys ever avoid watching things? Do you guys ever avoid watching things you love because you're afraid you're going to see it change, and I don't want to see Spaceballs change?
Yeah.
I'm kind of more like I want to be able to make sure to know something so well, so if it does change, that like some of the older ones, like movies that I'm not super familiar with, I will put off watching compared to the ones that I know really well, and I'm always like looking for a change.
I keep watching Goonies and see if that movie changes.
Yeah, there are some movies like Frozen 1 and 2 I've seen so many times that I'm always like, not that I want them to change.
No, I don't want them to change either, but we're looking for changes.
Yeah, it's like I'm hopefully going to have a leg up going, I remember it being different because I've watched this movie like a million times, like Encanto.
Do we have an answer yet in the chat for this question?
No one's familiar with it. We can move on, Brian.
Okay.
I've heard of it. I just don't know anything about it.
Yeah. So I remember the hair and mark brown on the left side of the face, but the mark is on the right side now.
On his right side, or
memory.
So if you're looking at him, like you see, it's on the left hand side compared to now it's on the right-hand side when you're looking at his face.
Joe says, I remember both.
Technically, he does have it on both sides eventually. He does have two sides where sometimes it comes out where there's like two.
I think I used that image. I think we'll see that coming out.
Yeah, it's different though. There's a reason for it. That's like further down the road though. So officially the hair and birthmark are brown, but can be found in many different colors, with many remembering red or purple in the series. The hair and mark does appear to look red or purple sometimes too. Yeah, my son swears his hair is red. I'm like, he never had red hair. He swears it's red. And I'm like,
these are scenes from the two are scenes from the show. Look at the color.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
Being brown or slight purple, but not purple, but like a little bit of a tinge, with like depending on the lady, but not red. It was not red.
What gets me is that when I find it a different color, the birthmark changes color too.
Yeah, it's weird how they. Yeah, I could see like different color lightings and stuff. It would change slightly, but it wasn't red. But my son, he's adamant. He's like, it was red, Mom. Like I had to go out and buy red spray stuff for his hair because he's like, it's red. I'm like, no, it's not. It's never. He's like, I know the show. I'm like, well, okay. Well, you remember a different version than I remember because I've been watching you watch this show for a good year or two. So, it's kind of interesting.
Well, the doll is right. You see the doll with the brown hair and the brown mark, but right above it, it's like auburn with an auburn mark.
Yeah.
Like they're all different color browns right there.
Yeah, I get his anime and that they change color lighting a lot, but he's got bioluminescent hair apparently. He's got color changing hair. Depends on your mood, I guess, Sandra. Yes, there's some
recipe you found.
Yes. It's funny because I actually go on Wish and there's actually a poster for the one on the top right, but it's flipped, and you can tell it's flipped too because of the hair, as well as he's holding the sword in the wrong side. He's holding it with his left hand, right. So I just thought it was kind of interesting. It was
here. We have blue purple with a blue purple mark.
I've had a lot of tattoos with it being on the wrong side, and I'm like, that's kind of interesting how, this tattoo artist would put this wrong.
Yeah,
they're obviously looking at a picture.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
This also mirrors Gemini Vision. I miss Gemini Vision. I hope Gemini Vision comes back.
I hope he does
Izzy,
too.
if you're listening, Izzy, come back, or at least message me. Open up your Twitter again and message me. I haven't talked to Izzy in so long. But Gemini Vision remembers the oh God, help me. What's the LA? Is it Raiders? The Raiders logo. The patch being on the opposite side. And this is what that reminds me of.
So,
Jeff, you want to read
just
this
a question from TD Madge.
Oh, go on. What were you saying, Esther?
About how to submit residue for the show if you don't have Facebook. TD Madge 20 was wondering, how do you submit residue to the show if you don't have Facebook? It would have to be one for
you can email us.
Sandy or Brian.
You can email, Brian at MandelaEffectAwareness@gmail.com or myself at SandyDiVa YT for YouTube at gmail.com.
I'll put them in the chat.
Jeff, do you want to read this one? Oh, Brian, you have to present this one with sound.
What?
You have to present this one with sound.
I figured that. If the song was changed.
All right. A classic Halloween song has had a couple changes happen to it from my memory. Starting with the title of the 1958 song by Sheb Wooley, please fill in the blank. Blank purple people eater.
What's the blank? Hey, Orla Greg, welcome.
One-eyed, one-horned.
No, the title, Brian.
Oh, flying purple people eater.
Yep,
Okay, so flying for Brian. What about you, Jeff?
flying.
Esther?
I actually don't know. I never knew the name of the song.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for answers. I have top chat on. That might make a difference because there's 30 people watching.
Yeah.
Anybody
I wish
in
it
the
stopped
chat?
defaulting to chat. I wish it would just go live chat for everything.
Correct. Yeah, it should. It should be live chat. Like, I don't know why it does not. I mean, maybe if you have like, 10 million subscribers, maybe then do top chat, but
Yeah, I don't know why it always defaults to top chat. Like, no, just do live chat. And then I can default it to top chat if I want to. Like, I can change it myself. Because,
exactly.
yeah, sometimes I'll do that. Purple people eater. Yeah, I just thought it was always just purple people eater. I didn't even know that there was.
Okay, so Anne and Esther is just purple people eater. General Sorrow says flying sounds good.
I mean, flying does sound like it's appropriate, but I didn't know that that was an option.
I think it was
Anyone
just
else?
purple people eater, to be honest.
Whaler Greg says flying. I can hear it even now. Well, the words, I'm not talking about the words, I'm talking about the title.
Yeah,
I
I
actually thought it was just
understand
the
it.
purple people eater. I'm with Esther.
What
Yeah.
did you say, Brian?
I said I'm with Esther. I think it was just the purple people eater.
The purple people eater, huh? The?
No, purple people eater.
Okay, because you said the.
Oh, he was saying, I think it was just the.
I was referring to the outside of the actual title.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I remember it flying as well, but we can go on because you just said what it is now. It's the purple people eater.
No, it was purple people eater.
It's the. Good,
I mean, I
Jeff.
guess I can either one, but
I remember the title as Flying Purple People Eater, but the title is now The Purple People Eater. Is this your memory? Nope.
It was purple people eater.
It was flying purple people eater for me.
Me too.
I could see that one sounds familiar. Like I probably did hear it being that was the title, but I think being a kid, you just say like the quickest thing possible. The people, whatever.
Yeah, Tootie.
The tongue twister at 1 o'clock in the morning.
See, I used to work at the Halloween Adventure Shop, which changed to Halloween Adventure Shops, but that's not a Mandela effect. They actually changed the name. And they would constantly play like a Halloween CD every day. And we would change them up. There was a couple of them, so you didn't hear like the same, because it would drive you insane. It would drive you insane to hear the same song. It's just like playing the same Christmas album. You got to switch it up. So I remember seeing it written out, and it was Flying Purple People Eater. Yeah. Now it's the.
I mean, you might be
I
right,
guess.
Sandy. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence on that one.
Okay. Yeah, Jeff.
There's a line that has changed for me as well. A year earlier, Little Richard released Tutti Frutti. I thought the lyric in
I shortened it. Flying Purple People
FPPE,
Eater.
okay, was the same as Tutti Frutti, which had also changed.
It's going to come up again, just so you know. It's fly. I just put you put you can say whatever you want there. Purple People Eater, whatever. Doesn't
All
matter.
right.
Oh yeah, hey Sandy,
Yeah.
I made a video about this.
Yes, but this isn't what it's about. I'm just reminding people about it. That's all.
Okay.
The
Yeah,
old
Jeff.
and
Read first, and then we'll play it.
No,
the
but I'm
old
saying I covered the Wah Bob Lube Up.
I know that. I'm just reminding people. That's not what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Go
the
ahead,
old
Jeff.
the old Emmy Little Richard
Wait,
used to sing.
Ryan, pause it. Let him read first. Go ahead, Jeff.
The old Emmy Little Richard used to sing a wop babaloo loo bop a wop bam boom. That's the lyric I remember in Flying Purple People Eater as well. But Little Richard now sings a wop bop a loo bop a wop bomp bomp, not bam boom. So you'd think it would change in Flying Purple People Eater, right?
Now you can play it so they can hear it.
That's
So
weird.
it's a womp bomp bomp now, like Brian said he covered it, but that's not the point. The point is, I remember the old way in this song as well. Go ahead, don't play it yet, Brian. Let him read. Go ahead, Jeff.
The whole line has changed except bam boom, which is residue of Little Richard. It now says, sing a boop boop a boopa lapa lum bam boom. No way. That sounds completely foreign to me. What about you? Does this match your memory?
Go ahead, Brian. Does that sound right to you guys?
What mama about?
I remember wop bop a loo bop a wop bam boom.
Right, same.
Yes.
It was the exact same thing. This came out right after Little Richard's Tutti Frutti, and they used that line. And I have proof that I think it's proof that they were doing this after Little Richard, and now it's completely changed. So go on, Brian and Jeff.
Let me play it one more time. There you go.
And that is not what Little Richard used to say.
But doesn't Elvis does that same song too, doesn't he?
I don't know.
I think he does. Elvis has a version of it. He does wop babaloo wop wop bam boom. You might want to find that one real quick.
But that is residue of Little Richard saying womp bam boom. But anyway, go on, Jeff.
Yeah, I know. So Purple People Eater. You remember? Wait, is Jeff reading?
Yeah, Jeff is reading.
Sorry.
Bonus. Do you remember a 1988 film, Purple People Eater? This film starred Shelley Winters, Ned Beatty, Neil Patrick Harris, and Dustin Diamond. What?
Yeah, I know.
Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah.
He was, no way. He was that
Doogie.
He was Doogie Howser. Doogie Howser.
Yeah, and this was Dustin Diamond 1 year before Saved by the Bell.
No way. I have never heard of this, let alone seen it, and it looks bizarre.
Oh, TG Madge has watched it.
Wait, you're telling me this movie has Little Richard song in it?
Yes, let Jeff read first.
I think that came.
Again, I remember the Tutti Frutti lyric being the same as the one in Purple People Eater, but they are different now. Yet this movie has starred Little Richard and had him say the line the way it is now. Just seems a little strange to me. What do you think?
It looks like he struggles with it.
You hear me say bam boom.
Yeah. Well, he sings it the way Purple People, the way the song is now. Too much to say. It's like a tongue twister. He sings it like the way it is now. But why would they have Little Richard?
Good question.
I say they should have Little Richard because originally that was his line. So they would have him in the movie to sing it. And it's not his line anymore. That's the point. That's weird.
Well, whose line is it? Whose line is it anyway?
Apparently it's Chef Woolley's now. Are we on the last folder, Brian?
Yeah, did I make it funny?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I love that show. I've been watching so much of that lately.
I love that show too. I watch the repeats of it.
I like the old one. Yeah, the older ones. I like the British
repeats.
ones. All right, guys. So this is the grand finale of Halloween. Thank goodness it's finally over. Our theme song for Mandelaween that Brian's been playing has changed. So Brian, who wants to read this?
I'll read it. The
Okay, Brian.
inspiration. So
You're
the
going to read
inspiration is
before you play
changed.
the music. That's all. Go
Okay,
ahead.
specifically one word that mirrors another ME. Credit goes to YouTube channel J Pumpkin King for the singing pumpkins. Check out the channel. The pumpkins sing all kinds of songs. It's cute. And that is a spooky looking faces.
Well, that's the Pumpkin King from the movie. All right, read first, then play.
Okay, so please fill in the blank for this line in This Is Halloween by Marilyn Manson. In this town we call home, everyone blank to the pumpkin song. Right?
Yeah, and you can play it because it stops before the word. So what is the blank, everyone? Now, we changed the words for our intro, so I think now's the time to start the show in this reality we now
Okay.
call home. So we changed the
Okay,
words.
now what is this? Was this actually in the movie?
This was actually in the movie.
In The Nightmare Before Christmas?
Yes, it was, but I was not going to play it and get a copyright.
Gotcha.
So I used the pumpkins and credited the channel.
Okay. Got it.
All right, guys.
I
Anyone
remember
know the blank?
It was the people of the town actually singing the song, not the pumpkins.
Right. It was actually, and that part was actually the three little trick-or-treaters that look like, with masks that look like, you know what I'm saying? The little kid
They look like
demon people.
from Beetlejuice or something. There's
Yes.
a couple from Beetlejuice.
No one knows the words to this?
My sister would know if I.
Yeah, this blows my mind.
Would sing it all the time. When I worked at Subway, they would sing the song all the time, but I didn't know it.
This is my ringtone at Halloween. This is my ringtone on my phone. So I know this word so well. And it changed for me last year and I never covered it. But, okay, go ahead.
Myself and many others online have only ever known this line to be "Everyone dance to the pumpkin song," but dance is hail now. Like hey, change to hail, hail. You know that. Hey, hey, what's the matter with your? You know.
That's what I said. Similar change.
It's now it's hail, hail. It just sounds weird. And
It does.
so everyone dance to the pumpkin song is now it's hail. So let's hear it. No, it was dance.
It was dance.
You found this one, Sandy?
I did. And wait until you see all the people that remember dance. There's a lot.
No, everyone danced to the pumpkin song.
That sounds familiar. Because my coworkers sing it all the time.
Parody Bear says I was going to guess dance, but I couldn't.
I bet you it's pointing to that. I hate to say it. The other guy, not Jesus, but the other guy.
Like Joe Gore says in the chat. Yes, hail, hail, the other guy. No.
Yeah, that's what it's pointing to.
Nope.
Oops.
Look at all these people.
The wolf is laying down with the lamb, apparently. You see, can you guys see that? Let me zoom in. Everyone danced to the pumpkin song. Clearly, there's a bunch of residue here that Sandy found. People remembering everyone danced to the pumpkin song. These are Twitter, right?
Yep.
Twitter is always a good source that I find for lyrics and stuff like that. If you're having trouble remembering something, like even something from the Bible, you'll see residue on it.
Just the people's memories.
Mm-hmm.
Like if these people were in the chat, I'd have 100 dances. You know?
Everyone danced to the pumpkin song.
I bet you my coworkers are probably agree too.
Mm-hmm. The top right is a parody where they changed the words, but they kept everyone dance to the pumpkin song.
I'll have to call my sister and see what her reaction is. Because she knows this. She used to watch this movie all the time. More residue for everyone dance to the pumpkin song.
I'm gonna have to ask my friend who, my previous coworker, she loves this movie. Like when she found out it wasn't directed by Tim Burton, she's like, "What?" She swore it was, and I'm like, "No, it wasn't. You know, directed by Tim Burton." And she's like,
That's probably the
"You just
biggest
ruined my
change of
joke."
this is probably the biggest change of tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, Chloe remembers Hale though. So does Fizzy. Fizzy remembers Hale too.
Wait, what about Miss America? What is this? My mom posted this. Miss America.
I did have a question for the chat real quick. Was
Oh,
somebody had
okay.
mentioned earlier about a new song by the Monkees called "I'm Only Sleeping"? Or is it the Monkees or the Beatles? Because I know John Lennon wrote a song called "I'm Only
Was it
Sleeping."
was it was it Cheer Up Sleepy Jean?
Yeah, that's a different song, but I don't know. I don't know the Monkees well enough to know if they actually had a song called "I'm Only Sleeping." Because, like I said, John Lennon wrote a song called "I'm Only Sleeping." I can't remember who said it. It was quite a while ago, but somebody had said it in the chat. And we
Parody Bear was asking what
were
was that song
talking
while I
about
was
something
singing.
else. So
What was the song? What was the song I was singing, guys?
used.
Wait a minute, Chloe, do you remember Hale or do you remember Dance?
Which one?
Chloe
That's
says I'm a
Parody Bear.
Sleepy
Nightmare
Jean.
Before
Oh,
Christmas fanatic
yes,
too. So this
come
is
and get your
crazy.
love. Come and get your love by Redbone. It's that song was featured on Guardians of the Galaxy.
So Chloe does remember Hale. So it's crazy to her that so many people remember Dance.
She remembers everyone hail to the pumpkin song.
Yep.
Wow.
And then they start dancing to the La La La's.
Yes. Annie Gaynor asked, "Only Sleeping." For apparently, it's a new Monkey song. Well, it's not new, but quotation. Um,
Well, anyone have any closing comments before we jump off tonight?
Yes. So I want to thank everyone. We had a video up and we privated it as soon as, and I took down the fundraiser as soon as we had enough funds to take Silas in. And he, but we, I know some of you aren't on Facebook, so you didn't see the post, so you're just like, where'd the video go? I told Brian to private it because we had the link in there, and I didn't want people going to the link and donating, and because we had the funds, so I wanted to stop the donations fast. So I took the fundraiser down. We privated the video, and Silas passed away Tuesday night at 7:30 p.m. And it was because of all of you and friends on Facebook that he was suffering so bad. Uh, those of you who don't know anything, my cat that's always drinking the water where people would say, you know, who's going to the bathroom or who's in the shower or whatever, out of nowhere, that's what cats do. They get sick out of nowhere. He was diagnosed with lymphomas and his kidneys were failing, and we were given days to weeks for him to live. When I took him to the vet, he was still eating. The very next day, he stopped eating and drinking. And the day after that, he was gone. So it's so hard for me to talk about. But I just wanted to say thank you again, because this has been a really rough week, and I appreciate you all being there for me.
Andy, I know what you're going through. I mean, it's a loss of him. You know, this was your baby. You know, you didn't have any kids or anything. This was your kid.
Yeah.
So I understand. It's very painful going through something like this. Uh, I know you'll get through it. You know, anyway.
Yeah, it's just an adjustment. I haven't lived without my cats, because if you guys were here and remember, my other cat died in 2019, but at least I had Silas, who still needed me, you know, and I haven't been without a pet in 20 years, so it's a major adjustment this time around.
Well, Joe Bloor pointed out he's no longer in pain.
Yeah, he was in so much pain. I know he was hanging on for us. As a matter of fact, um, he was having issues like bathroom issues for like a good couple weeks. And my stepson came home for the weekend, like for four
This
days,
this
5 days. And the
this
minute he left is when he took a nosedive. I think he was waiting for him to come home from school.
Well, Sandy, you know, knowing what you know now about how, I mean, that's what one thing that death, you know, teaches us is like that life can be so fragile, and that's why we should appreciate every bit of it, you know. So go out there, appreciate life, and be a good neighbor. You know,
Hug those close to you.
yes.
And live in the moment. That's what I did the last day. It was with him. Like I made sure that you would like just focus on like petting his head, like remembering what it felt like, because I knew he was leaving us. And you never know when that last moment's gonna be, you know. Sorry.
It's okay. Well, if that's everybody, anything else? That's it. Anyone else have anything? Esther, Jeff?
I can't think of anything right now.
Me either.
Well, my luck, I'll probably think of it just as we end the show. But I really want to thank everyone for coming. I know we never can exactly pin down the real time of when we're supposed to be on. So we thank you guys for coming at such short notice. And you know, keep Sandy in your prayers. You know, because you know, anyone that's going through losses right now, keep them in your prayers. And prayers really do work.
Sandra Kay as well. Pray for Sandra Kay. She
Sandra
has a
Kay
lot
as
going
well.
on too. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Oscar Mayer Wienermobile.
You know, let's not just be Christians on Sunday. Let's be Christians every day. Let's
Hey,
focus on the family.
hey Brian.
Yes.
So we can end on a lighter note. Parody Bear is asking if we could talk about the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile. I don't know why though. I'm still waiting for the comment as why we want to talk about it. Hi, Mustard Seed of Faith. Just in time.
Mustard Seed of Faith. What time is it over there where you are? I think Mustard Seed of Faith is in New Zealand.
There's no bun, Brian.
Oh, there's no bun in the Oscar Mayer Wiener Mobile?
Can you pull it up on the internet?
Yeah.
It's 7:15 p.m. tomorrow where Mustard Seed of Faith is.
Wow.
It's a
Wait,
wiener on a yellow plate. Yeah, please pull it up, Brian.
Or is
I
it
gotta see this.
I'm looking.
just finished dinner? Wow, that sounds weird.
It's 1:16 a.m. on November 13th here, Mustard Seed of Faith.
Oh, is it 1:16 a.m.? Did you go back in time?
Oh, that's right. I forgot. You guys put your
Yeah,
letter.
let's not forget, we forgot, not only was it Theresa Lynch's birthday, but November 12th also happens to be the day that Marty goes back. Was it back to 1985? He leaves 1955 on November 12th, 1955.
Yeah.
And when does he arrive? October 26th, 1985?
Yes.
That's my brother's birthday. Well, October 26th, not 85.
Yeah.
And now when he returns, it's not the Twin Pines Mall anymore. It's the Lone Pine Mall. Remember?
Yep.
Or no? Was it the Lone? Yeah. It
Yeah.
changed. Did you notice it
Twindalone.
changed?
And that sign changed for me. I covered the sign changing.
Okay. Here's the Oscar Mayer Wiener Mobile. Yeah. It used to have a bun. What happened?
Oh, that's weird.
You
It
guys
does
remember
look
the bun?
weird.
Yeah.
It's just on a plate now. What the heck?
Looks like he's on a banana.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks very bizarre.
Oh,
And it's not even spelled the right way. It's spelled
Mayor.
Mayor. Anyway, you guys see that? Yeah.
Yeah, I was seeing it.
All right, we're gonna end the show. It's after midnight, but wherever you are, have a great Mandela Effect night. God bless. How's that?
That's good.
and
Because
then everyone.
we're not just in 4 different zones, because some of you guys are outside the U.S. I keep forgetting that, and we appreciate you guys so much. Take care, everyone.
Good night,
Yeah.
everyone. Thank you
Good
for
night,
being
everyone.
here. And thank you again.